It's Afton. Okay, so this is a channel about fears and conquering your fears. And so I have another one. I have another fear. Go figure. Huh, that popped up. As I mentioned in one of my other videos, I think it was the second one, I have been diving deeper into my spirituality. And I am honestly able to say that I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. I have no idea what I'm doing. I really don't. You know, I've gotten into the crystals. I have a deck of tarot cards that I haven't practiced with in some weeks now. I meditate. I pray. I try to manifest. I write my dreams down when I do have them. But I have no flippin' idea what it all means. What am I doing it for? I'm seeking out a deeper connection. I'm seeking out to know more about myself when I feel like I don't have the answers and something higher above does. But what am I doing it for? What is this goal that I'm seeking? I have peace in my life. I mean, you know, I get to travel. I get to not work anymore. I have the love of my life. My family is healthy and thriving. What else would I be doing it for? And I don't honestly know. I don't know why I'm doing it. I don't know why I was called to start this journey. And I've honestly tried to do meditation to get some answers to my questions. And maybe it's the fact that I'm not listening. Maybe it's the fact that I'm listening or missing signs. Because signs do come to me. I realize that. I've gotten more into numerology because when I tell you that I've seen these numbers pop up time and time again, 777s, 222s, like trying to understand what it means, trying to decipher the message that is coming to me. And today I can also be honest and say I got a bit overwhelmed because I don't know what I'm doing. And I don't understand why I need to know what I'm doing. It's kind of hard to go blindly and be led by spirits that I don't know anything about. And so, you know, I understand you guys are probably saying, well, Afton, why don't you do some research? Why don't you read some books, learn some more information about what you're trying to do? Oh, she adjusted the camera. Why don't you try to teach yourself more? And you're absolutely correct. I have, spell books. Why? I don't know. What am I going to do with it? I don't know. Thank you for asking. Again, tarot cards. Shuffling the cards and asking certain questions, waiting for an answer. I do that as well. I just don't feel as if I'm doing enough. And this is the terrible part about our society, is that we are continuing to feel like we're not doing enough when us simply just being alive and making it to the next day is enough. And I can't tell you how many times I have this dialogue in my head where I'm like, well, such and such is doing such and such. What is your explanation? What are you doing? And I'm simply, I have to remind myself that I'm alive. And that is the biggest feat, because some people this morning didn't get to say that. Yesterday morning didn't get to say that. So that is what I'm grateful for. But I feel as if I need guidance. I feel as if walking blindly does not help anyone. I think that is why religion is such a big, and I was going to use the word scam, but I'm not going to use the word scam because that is something that someone believes in. That is just not something that I believe in. I don't understand religion. If we humans are so flawed, how did we get to be in control of such a mass production of one thing? Like, I don't trust it. I don't trust it at all. Which is why I always say that I'm a spiritual being. I'm a spiritual human being. This is becoming a rant, but I have to keep going because at least I will say something that resonates with one single person. If I can say something that resonates with one person, that's all that matters. It doesn't matter about anything else to me. I want to make a difference, and I don't know how. And I think that's the part that's bothering me the most is I want to make a difference. Whether it be by sharing my personal story of not knowing where to go or what to do next, or just sharing some enlightenment along my journey and what I have discovered. And I believe that this is one of those videos where I just don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm doing. And that's one of my biggest fears. Society has taught me that I must know every single step of the way of my journey before it has even happened. And that's not how life works. We can't tell the future. We can't, as no matter how hard we try, we can't foreshadow what is going to happen. No matter how financially secure we are, some things just happen. No matter how spiritually, rooted we feel, some things just happen that test it all. And that is literally the definition of life, is that shit happens and we have no control. But we must somehow not allow ourselves to go off the deep end at the same time. I don't know. I recently saw a post where someone was asking, or telling us in the post to say, what are some things that you want to say that you just don't normally say in your everyday life? And mine was, I have never been more happy and excited and also completely terrified of life in general than I have been in this exact moment. And I also said something along the lines of, I feel like the world is going to be asking something of me very soon, which means that I can't just idly sit by in my happiness and my complacement without sharing something with the world. I feel like the people who keep their gifts and their talents and their knowledge to themselves are truly not learning anything at all. They're not helping society at all, because the same society that has taught me that I need to go to college for 4 years, know exactly what I'm going to college for without any change in that whatsoever, the same society that is telling me that Christianity is the good and everything outside of that is controversial and the bad. The same society that is telling me all these things, that has made me feel anxious and overwhelmed because I feel like I'm not doing enough, that society needs my voice. It needs your voice. It needs voices that are speaking back to it and saying, that's not it. It's never been it, and it will never be it. And if we continue to try to make society what it is now, the world will not survive. And I hate to sound so melodramatic and, oh, she's such a Gemini, yada yada yada. No, literally, I feel like society as a whole needs to take a shift, not backwards, but differently than where we're heading. Social media has corrupted the youth. I can say that. I can. It has built great opportunities, but there was no control over it. So now anybody can see everything. And that's not always a good thing. That's not always a good thing. I want to be one of the positive voices. I want to be one of the voices that gives people hope. Because when I'm feeling like this, I have no hope. Well, not even I have no hope. I do have hope. When I feel like this, I at least feel like there's a direction that I can go in. The other emotions that I faced previously in my life, with depression and anxiety, those were the emotions where I felt like there was no hope. That was when I was the least spiritually connected. I can say for certain that was when I was the least spiritually connected, and I didn't know who I was. Me now, I know who I am. I know what I want to see the world to look like, especially for if I'm deciding to bring children into the world. I know what I want it to look like, but I have no idea how to play my part. And this is me just sharing this video with you guys, the world, and saying that I am 23 years old with no idea of what I'm going to be doing in this life, but I know that it has to be great. And I believe that if anyone puts that thought in their mind and has the thought that it doesn't matter what I'm going to do, I don't have a strict definition for it, but it's going to be great, and it's going to help the society that I live in today, because that's what I decided to be. I don't know who needed to hear that. I don't know who needed to hear any of my videos, but I hope along your spiritual journey someone tells you what I needed to hear, which is you don't have to have it all figured out. You don't even have to have half of it figured out. Just enjoy your life and make something purposeful.